The world today certainly seems to be going downhill. What the hell is going on? In this video, I'll try to explain one way to understand why things are the way they are and how you can use the chaos all around you for your ultimate advantage. To begin with, you have to shift to what I'm calling a metaphysical outlook. This starts with the basic idea that each of us is derived from a larger consciousness and that we are here on Earth to have a temporary three-dimensional experience which has a much more limited scope of awareness. We have forgotten the extent of our true selves while encased in the 3D world, the purpose of which is to have certain experiences that will enable us to gain wisdom and maturity. But let's get to the major concept that relates to the current world condition. In Hindu philosophy, the world as we know it is said to move through vast periodic cycles. A total cycle is said to comprise 26,000 years. We are now supposedly in a 3,000-year period called the Kali Yuga. This is a time of darkness when dark forces of the 3D world will gain the upper hand and saturate life as we know it with pain and suffering. This probably corresponds to your experience. At first glance, this would appear to be a major pain in the butt, if not an outright catastrophe. Dark forces are in control and seem to be coming more and more out into the open, spreading chaos everywhere. So we have the darkness of the Kali Yuga all around us. How to regard this? Here's the deal, and your next major metaphysical building block. You have not only this one life, here and now, but many other incarnations extending through all periods of time, most of which will not be during the Kali Yuga. It's only now that you have gotten stuck in the sewer, so to speak. But since you are now not aware of all those other probably happier existences, but will be when you transition out of this particular swing through the earth plane, it's easy to get discouraged. But here's what you don't realize. This particular earth life at this time, with all the shit going on, is vital to your soul's evolution because it's only during this period of intense negativity on the outside, during the Kali Yuga, that the negativity you carry on the inside will be revealed to you so you can work with it and clear it. This is actually a pretty amazing idea if it at all strikes you. Having darkness and negativity in your soul, which has apparently accumulated throughout your various lives, you chose to come down to 3D Earth to have the opportunity to cleanse your soul, and the darkness you see all around you is necessary to make you aware of the darkness inside. And moreover, you chose this path with full knowledge of what it would be like. If you lived at a time of love and light, you would never see the negativity inside. You might say, what proof do you have for this fantastic idea? And of course, there is no proof for any metaphysical idea that goes with the territory. It just has to strike you as making sense. And if it strikes you in such a way, you may just say to yourself that you're going to proceed on this assumption for a while and see where it gets you. How would you do this? It's by making the enlightened assumption that whenever the negative surfaces, you take responsibility for it. You do that by moving to a feeling level. You assume that any negative feelings and emotions that come up in connection with any event or person in the outside world are coming from the inside, originating from the inside, and are only being reflected by events outside. In other words, the negativity is already stored away inside your subconscious, brought with you into this life, and is only being activated by external events. This is especially true when you have drastic or severe experiences. You don't take responsibility primarily for the events, but only for your feeling emotional reactions. That's what you focus it on. But taking it a step further, it is possible to assume that you attract certain events or people to you that correspond to the negativity inside. After all, even though the world is in turmoil, it affects some people more than others. In psychology, it's called projection. When a feeling from the inside seems to have been caused by some outside event or person. Whenever you have a strong feeling or emotional reaction, it's coming from the inside. It's been stored on the inside, just waiting for or attracting an appropriate event in order to make itself known and cleared. And if you remain in blame, you don't progress, you don't take advantage of the extreme circumstances in today's world. Remember, you're not taking responsibility primarily for what goes on around you. You're only taking responsibility for the feeling, emotional reaction it brings up in you. This is the first step in the inner healing process. Such an enlightened attitude allows you to move past being a victim. When you blame others for your experience, you are totally missing the point. Your experience comes from the inside. If you blame others, you are said to be asleep in Eastern spiritual terms. You take the first step to waking up when you take responsibility for your experience and then work with it in such a way as to release inner negativity, which we will discuss in detail in other videos or which I talk about in my books. So be wise. Stop cursing and blaming the negativity you see all around you and start to take advantage of the opportunity. This is what the emotional deep clearing work is all about.